Hello everyone, this is part 27 of What If Naruto Was Like Edward Elric in Fullmetal Alchemist, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Naruto worriedly looked over the girl in his arms. Big boss, there's no way we can make it back to Konoha fast enough. We've had to stop 3 times already just to drain the fluid from her lungs. Akiza had lost consciousness shortly after the reunited brothers began to rush back to Konoha, and in an effort to keep her alive long enough for proper treatment they had to stop multiple times. Joshiro ran his hand through his hair as he had just finished extracting more fluid from the dark-skinned girl. He looked up at Naruto, who was pacing frantically. We're moving full speed, little buddy. I don't see how we can get there any sooner. I'm surprised that you managed to get so fast. What the F have you been doing for these years? Naruto gave him a faint smile, a little of this and that. He then looked down at Akiza and frowned. This is getting us nowhere. We need to keep moving. She isn't on me out here in the middle of nowhere. Joshiro clicked his teeth and stood back up, ready to move once more. All right, brat, get her up and let's make tracks. We're not quitting. Naruto scooped Akiza up bridal style once more and prepared to sprint down the country road of High no Kuni until a crackle of lightning snapped from the power lines on the side of the road. Oh, what the F is it now? Joshiro's eyes lit up. Oh, please tell me that's who I hope it is and not just a power surge. A grin came to his face as a bolt hit the ground in front of the brothers and an electric blue outline took the form of a very familiar head of tall, gravity-defiant, red hair alongside a more feminine figure. Thank Kami. You bastards actually showed up. Naruto blinked at the familiar figures. Blank. Eiko Nichan. Eiko's brown eyes focused on the blonde before her eyes lit up and a smile crossed her face. Naruto-kun. You're back. Eiko ran over to Naruto and snatched him up in a bone-crushing hug that had him standing on his toes. Eiko realized just how big Naruto was now. Wow, you really got big, didn't you? Growing up and out from what I can tell. Naruto rubbed the back of his head sheepishly as he looked over the team of his brother and his close friends. Eiko still had her brown hair out and down her back with her hate around her forehead. She now wore a battle kimono that see off just above her knees, black in color with blue bolts of lightning running along the patterning. Her swallow blade sword, the sword with one handle and a blade at both ends, was strapped to her back. She had black shinobi sandals with black shin guards that wrapped around her shins and calves. Blank still had his gravity-defying red hair, only now he had black and silver wrap-around sunglasses on his forehead in place of his hate which was wrapped around his neck. Blank had on his flak jacket over a form-fitting black shirt that was tight around the neck. He also had olive cargo pants with a series of utility belts around his waist. Instead of sandals he had on brown boots. Naruto looked at Joshiro, as throughout all of the panic he hadn't gotten a chance to observe his brother. He was bigger, taller, had his white hair grown out some so that it ran down to his shoulder blades. He still had his flak jacket showing prominently and black pants and sandals with his hate on his head with a black strap. His chakram still hung at the ready, but one thing Naruto noticed was that he now had a ring on each of his middle fingers on both hands in addition to one gold band around his ring finger. Curious. A cough from the ground returned Naruto's attention to his lady love on the ground. Damn it. Akiza-chan. We need to get her some help already. Eiko shoved Naruto aside and kneeled down by the girl's side. What's wrong with her, Naruto-kun? Naruto frowned. I think she has a punctured lung. She keeps coughing and Big Boss had to stop a bunch of times already to drain her of fluid. Eiko ran through some hand signs and ran her hands along Akiza's body. She was very close to having her lung collapse entirely. What happened to her? Naruto and Joshiro looked at each other, with the older brother motioning to elaborate while Eiko planned on assisting Akiza with her injuries. Naruto sighed. Do you guys think that there is anything that could change the way you see me? Blank shook his head. Kid, we already know about the QB. Your brother told us a year ago. We don't care, we basically helped raise yours so we know the difference between you and the fox. Eiko gave him a smile. Please, I'm more like the den mother to you crew of psychopaths than Blank Kun's girlfriend and Joshiro Kun's teammate. You were always a good boy, Naruto-kun, and you're like my little brother. A cough directed her back to Akiza. All right, we can talk about this later. Right now we need to get this girl stable. Blank, Naruto, and Joshiro sat to the side while Eiko unsealed a breathing apparatus from a scroll on her person. One of you get over here and help me with this. Blank got up and ran over as Eiko set the device next to Akiza. Blank grabbed a hand pump and began using the device to assist Akiza in breathing while Eiko extracted more fluid from her lungs. After using Shaozen Jutsu, mystical palm technique, to repair her lungs for the time being, Eiko called Naruto and Joshiro over. Okay, she'll be fine. We still need to get her to Konoha for actual treatment, but as it is she's out of danger for the most part. Naruto breathed a sigh of release. Picking up Akiza once more in his arms, he looked at the team of older ninja. Joshiro Blank on the shoulder. I didn't know you guys were coming. Thank Kami you did though. Blank smirked. Well, if someone would have waited after Hokage-sama told you to go find your brother, we would have all gotten in gear faster. Joshiro sweet dropped. Not really, your jutsu can only really take one person, and that's only because Eiko is so used to your chakra. Naruto nodded. Yeah, how did you get here the way you did anyway? That was like Hiraishin no Jutsu, Flying Thunder God Jutsu, with the way you just showed up out of nowhere. Blank gave Naruto a toothy grin as they all started running back to Konoha. Not really, kid. That was one of my elite family techniques, Raiten, Denryu Sue, lightning release, electric current swimming. It lets me use transport myself through anything with an electric current. I used the telegraph lines to get here quickly. Naruto went wide-eyed. That's awesome. I bet you scare the hell out of some people like that, huh? Blank laughed. Yeah, Hokage-sama actually hit me one time when I came out of her desk lamp to report on a mission to her. He rubbed a phantom pain on his jaw. I'm never doing that again. Naruto chuckled. So what rank are you all now? Blank pointed at himself. Junin. Eiko smiled sheepishly. Chunin, Tsunade-sama's medical ninja training took up way too much time for me to get promoted. Joshiro smirked. Junin, it looks like I outrank you again, brat. Joshiro was then hit in the face with a small book. Joshiro read through it while running and almost stumbled and fell. What the F? When the F did you get updated in this thing? Naruto grinned in victory while Eiko and Blank moved to look at what he was reading about. Name, alias. Naruto Uzumaki, aka. The Fullmetal Alchemist. The Jinchuriki S. Official rank, Chunin. Height, 5 feet 11. Weight, 169 pounds. Eye color, blue. Hair color, blonde. Noticeable traits, 3 whisker-like markings on both cheeks, an operational right arm made of metal, automail. Threat level, S rank, avoid direct combat. Village affiliation, Konohagakure no Sato. Age, 15. Known techniques, specialties, alchemy, Rasengan, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, Kuchio's no Jutsu, Fuinjutsu, is rumored to be dabbling in seal-less jutsu. Bounty, 100 million Ryo, Awagakure, 25 million Ryo, Otogakure. Notable associates, Jiraiya, Mei Terumi, Tsunade, Hiruzen Sarutobi, Kakashi Hatake, Joshiro Moyomoto, Zabuza Momaki. Summary: the youngest entry into the bingo book in almost 10 years, Naruto Uzumaki is notably trained by Jiraiya of the Densetsu no Sanin as noted by the demonstration of his Rasengan. The use of this jutsu and the appearance of the boy in addition to the village of affiliation have given rise to many rumors of his heritage, most vehemently in Awagakure. If planning to go after this mark, be warned, take every precaution to avoid an outright battle with him. Every recorded battle involving this boy has involved massive shifts in landscape. Misdirection and stealth are your best bets when in conflict with this boy. If discovered and forced to engage in direct battle, disengage immediately. His high levels of chakra, coupled with his strength, speed, and stamina make for a dangerous foe to engage in a battle of attrition. Alongside his brother, the armory alchemist Joshiro Moyomoto, the two are known collectively after their promotions at the Chunin exams as the men of low moral fiber and are known to have brought down X7 swordsman Reiga Kurosuke and a high-level associate of Zabuza Momaki as Genin, an example of both their skill and of their teamwork alongside one another. When confronted with both brothers, it would be wise to either run, or beg for your life. Naruto's personality is known to be sarcastic, confident to the extent of innocence, and loyal to a fault. At the top corner of the page there was a picture of Naruto after his fight with Yugito. The three older ninja looked at Naruto, who was grinning stupidly. Motioning with his head to the girl in his arms, he spoke up. "She's in there too, just so you know." Blank and Eiko looked at each other before she asked him a question. "What in Kami's name did you do to get 100 million put on your head? Blow up a village?" Naruto shifted Akiza in his arms as he made eye contact with Eiko. "Not quite, more like he threatened me and I told him off in so many words, in addition to more or less seducing a Junin-level ninja into leaving his village and in the process taking a weapon on the level of the 7 swordsmen of the mist swords away." Blank stifled a laugh. "Which ninja?" Naruto nodded down. "This pretty little thing in my arms here. This is Akiza Tamagawa and her weapon is Seki Kiritateru. She had to K me or she couldn't go home, which wasn't much of a home in the first place. And by the way, big boss, this is the girl that attacked me back in Resemble when you and Haku-chan went to the capital." Eiko looked suspiciously at the girl he was carrying. "Then why is she here and why are you helping her? You just told us she had a mission to K you." Naruto smiled. "Because after the second time we fought she had 2 years to K me and plenty of chances. I trust her more than anyone in the world, and I promised her I would protect her. Part of that entails bringing her to Konoha so that she can live there." Joshiro looked skeptical. "I don't know, little buddy. You're talking about having some serious big league stroke upstairs to get this girl into the village." Naruto scoffed. "Yeah, like just about the same amount that it took to get a Kirin Nin and his apprentice amnesty in Konoha." "Oh wait, I did that too, didn't I? You probably F the evidence of that last night." Joshiro stared off into space with a happy sigh. "You've got that right, brat." Naruto shook his head and continued with the three on towards Konoha. XXX. Gates of Konohagakure not Sato. Bypassing the front gate procedures, the 4 Konoha ninja rushed towards the hospital. Joshiro looked over at Blank. "Blank, go on ahead if you will." Blank nodded and allowed electricity to flow from his body, turning his eyes a white-blue color before he entered the power lines in a mass of electricity. Joshiro then turned to Eiko. "I need you to stay with us. You're the only one that can really tell them what's wrong once we're in there, and I'm sure the brat trusts you with her." Naruto nodded in confirmation as the 3 remaining ninja made it to the hospital in record time. Joshiro rammed the doors open, followed by his little brother and Eiko. "Yeah, we have someone really hurt here." Eiko took over. "We need to prepare for surgery. This girl needs work on her lungs. A series of puncture wounds have her leaking fluid into them and choking." In a blur of words, personnel flying about, and equipment every which way, Akiza was taken by Eiko and a few other doctors for treatment. Naruto's wounds were easily treatable, as other than a burn on his chest and back, Kakazu's lightning that pierced him clean through, there was nothing really needed to work on, and even then there were just burns that needed treatment. After being worked on, he dropped down in a nearby waiting chair and ran his hand across his brow. "Sai, do you think she'll be okay?" Joshiro planted a hand on his little brother's shoulder. "Eiko said she'll be fine, and that means everything is going to be okay." "What a way to say hey to your big brother after almost 3 years, huh?" Naruto rolled his eyes and let a small smile cross his face. "I would say that it's good to be back, but it would be inappropriate and a flat-out lie if I did." Joshiro nodded and sat down in an adjacent chair. "So, care to tell what exactly you've been up to for the past few years?" "I only know about one thing. Hell, everyone only knows about one thing." Naruto leaned back in his chair and placed his cool metal hand on his forehead. He thought for a moment before he shook his head. "No, I'll wait until Tsunade Barkin shows up and then I'll tell, since I'm not repeating this stuff twice." Minutes had passed and Naruto had taken out his notes on his work-in-progress seal. Joshiro peered at his notes and whistled lowly. "Is it just me or is that some complicated-looking crap?" Naruto grinned. "Yeah, it is. If I can finish this seal, then you will officially have to bow down and declare me your superior. Too bad I'm on a roadblock." Joshiro looked over his footnotes and snapped his widened eyes up to meet Naruto's face. "No." Naruto's grin could have split his face. "Yes." "Oh no." "Oh yes." Joshiro tapped the paper with his pointer finger. "Are you insane? The day you pull this off, they'll be comparing you to the Yondaime." Naruto put his notes up. "That was the general idea. What better way to prove myself a seal master than to show how bad I am by making a seal like this? It's going to be legendary. Once I can figure out how to get past 15 feet in the air and keep it from wasting so much chakra. Joshiro slumped back in his chair. Great, you know it's going to be kind of an empty achievement to outrank you if you can come up with stuff like this and Kikika. Naruto patted Joshiro's shoulder. Oh big boss, don't worry about it, you won't be outranking me for very long. Brat. The attention of both boys was captured by a buxom blonde woman being followed by her black-haired assistant. Naruto smiled and rose to his feet. Yo Tsunade Barkin. As the woman lifted her fist to launch at the teen, he grabbed the pig in Shizune's arms, Tonton's shield. Tsunade lowered her fist and took the pig away from Naruto, returning it to Shizune before noticing the changes that Naruto had gone through since his departure. Looking up at him, she used her hand to measure his height. Wow, brat. You certainly grew out of your runt stage, didn't you? She smiled as Naruto pouted before ruffling his hair. It's good to see you again. Naruto returned her smile before looking back at the room Akiza had been taken into. Tsunade was informed by Blank where Naruto was and why he was there, so she understood. Eiko is one of the best, Naruto. This girl you brought here will be fine. Now since the pervert didn't accompany you back, I need to hear a report on what you've been doing for all of these years. Naruto nodded. As long as I can get news on when I can see Akiza-chan the second she comes out of there. Tsunade nodded and turned to Shizune, who went off to set it up. Now come on, we'll be told when your little girlfriend wakes up. Tsunade tried to get under Naruto's skin by teasing him about Akiza, but his reaction kind of took the wind out of her sails. That's fine. Let's go, I need to keep my mind off of what happened to Akiza-chan. Naruto began walking out of the hospital, set on heading towards the Hokage Tower. XXX. Naruto, Joshiro, Tsunade, and Shizune were seated inside of Tsunade's office. Okay, let's just get this on the road. Tsunade started the conversation. Naruto shrugged as the blonde woman sat in silence to think of her first question. So where is that idiot Jiraiya? Naruto shook his head. I don't know. He ditched us when we entered the country. Research, I would guess. We haven't seen him in about a week. Shizune noticed Naruto's tone and saw that he was nervous about something. Naruto-kun, who is that girl you brought with you in the hospital? Naruto looked at Shizune and then at Tsunade. Both were curious about her. She's been my companion for the last 2 years. She's a Junin-level ninja from Iwagakure. She was the one that tried to kill me right before I went on the training trip. It was in the report. But anyway, it turned out that she was pretty much cast out and told to either me or trying. Tsunade looked a little angry. And you let her stay with you for 2.5 years. What's wrong with you? She could have KU. Naruto hardened his glance on Tsunade. Well then she should have had thousands of chances to do it. She saved my life at the risk of her own. We've been traveling together ever since her second and last attempt in Chano Kuni. Tsunade kept an even gaze on the boy. Timeline. Naruto didn't flinch. Right after end of the rebellion in Mizuno Kuni, right before Ero Sennin found me and actually started training me, like 2 weeks beforehand. Actually I think that might be where Ero Sennin went. Why, I can't tell you. Shizune's eyes widened when she remembered the rumors of his involvement in the rebellion. So, it's really true. What you did, defeating the last Mizukage. Naruto nodded. I don't think he was himself though. He seemed nice if not a very depraved little man. It was like his mind was elsewhere the entire time. I would have been K if Mei-chan wasn't there, so don't look too much into it. Joshiro ruffled his hair. You still beat a cage, you bastard. Don't be so modest. Shout it from the rooftops. Tsunade smiled slightly. So continue. The girl. Naruto cleared his throat. Ero Sennin took it upon himself to train both of us during the 2 years. I was trained in Fuinjutsu mostly. By the time we were done he started me on nature manipulation. I let Kyubi-chan do stuff to my body composition and that's why I'm so big and stuff now. It also helped a ton when it came to getting faster and stronger. I would say I might be as strong as Tsunade Barkin is right now. Joshiro and Shizune's eyes widened. Kyubi-chan. Naruto grinned sheepishly. Oh yeah, you guys didn't know that I'm on good terms with the Kyubi, and that she's a she. Well she is. His grin dropped. Well anyway, after our training time was over he made me fight Yugito Ni in Kumo. I kicked her and then the Tsuchikage put a bounty on Akiza-chan and then we left to come home. Joshiro leaned back in his chair, and that leads us to the scene of the 4th Great Ninja War battlefield that I found the two on. Naruto rolled his eyes at Joshiro's sarcasm. Yeah, getting to that. On the way home we were confronted by two of Akatsuki after Ero-Sennin left us to our own devices. Hiden and Kakazu, ring any bells. Joshiro flipped through the bingo book from earlier and set it in front of Tsunade on the page. She looked at the pages and back up at Naruto. You beat them. Naruto nodded and pointed to the page that was on Kakazu. Apparently this guy fought the Shodaime Hokage and his wife, named Mito Uzumaki. Is there something that you would like to tell me before I have to start asking? Tsunade M. Her temple. Okay Naruto. Yes, Mito Uzumaki was my grandmother. Naruto looked at her expectantly, and Tsunade continued, you are something like a distant cousin. Naruto's eye twitched, so I had actual family somewhere in the Fring world and until I personally tracked you down, for a completely separate reason mind you, the only family I had was a ragtag band made up of an heir of a clan that fell from grace in another country, a girl from a civilian family, and a brother that I only met because he saved me after I got my arm cleaved off. Joshiro pouted in his seat. Well sorry for being your consolation prize runt. Naruto waved him off. You know what I mean big boss. Why didn't you tell me we were really related when we first met? Now I really have just cause to call you Bar-chan. As a matter of fact, you can't ever hit me again for saying it because it's true for the most part. Joshiro chuckled from his seat. Alright, grill your grandma later kid, finish the story. Naruto shrugged. There's not much else to say. Ik Kakazu, I went and found Akiza-chan using some new power and fighting Hiden. She was losing when I stepped in and then Big Boss showed up, and now Hiden's getting the bad touch beyond the gate. Tsunade gave him a dull look. So you beat 2S ranked missing ninja and simultaneously dropped the numbers of Akatsuki in one fell swoop. Naruto gave her a cheesy grin. Come on Tsunade-Barkin, you say it like you don't believe me. I can't prove that Hiden is gone for good except for mine and Big Boss's word, but I can prove the other. Naruto pulled out a scroll and in a puff of smoke the masked S-head of Kakazu dropped onto the desk. Shizune shrieked and Tsunade's eye twitched at the head on her desk. Brat, you just dropped that thing all over my finished paperwork. Naruto waved it off. Oh whatever, with Kage Bunshin you can redo it in no time. Tsunade snapped to attention and grabbed Naruto by his collar, lifting the now taller boy off of the ground. You little bastard, you never gave me the secret to paperwork. Are you telling me that was it the entire time? Naruto kept his face calm except for a small smirk on his face as he made his cross seal and a replica of himself puffed into existence. You do know how to do this right. Tsunade lowered Naruto and turned back to her desk. Shizune please take the proof of Naruto's victory over Kakazu and send a message to have him receive his bounty money. Tsunade made 2 Kage Bunshin and set him to cleaning off her desk and getting to work on her papers. At that moment a familiar old man walked into the room with a smile on his face. Naruto-kun. So it seems you are back in the village after all. Look at you, you're so big now. Naruto grinned and gave the old man a hug. Hey Sarutobi Gigi. I missed you old man. Tsunade turned to Hiruzen with a dangerous gleam in her eye. Sensei. Naruto here has let me in on a little something that I found quite interesting. You mean to tell me that I had to wait for the brat to tell me that I could use Kage Bunshin to do this useless crap instead of me? Naruto and Hiruzen blinked until Naruto turned to the old Hokage. Gigi, you're tough right? You can take this one. Joshiro laughed from the side. Wait, haven't you been the one training to beat S-ranked missing ninja for the last couple of years? He's a retired old man right now. Naruto tried to wriggle out of Hiruzen's now iron grip, but if he was to face Tsunade's wrath for all of the laughs he had been getting at her expense for the last 3 years he wasn't going down by himself. This is all a part of being a Hokage Naruto, facing down your fears and danger head on. Naruto kicked to get the surprisingly strong old man to let go of him. I just got through beating 2 S-ranked missing nin Gigi, let me go, I don't feel like taking another A-kicking right now. Naruto made a few hand signs and in a puff of smoke Hiruzen ended up holding a pig with a jacket on. Hiruzen blinked and looked at Tonton before noticing that Naruto was nowhere to be found. A burst of K-intent forced him to face Tsunade. Now Tsunade, don't be so aggressive about this. Consider it a learning experience. Tsunade cracked her knuckles. Probation. XXX. Naruto had returned to the hospital and found that Akiza was out of surgery. As he sat in the girl's room in a chair next to her bed, he picked at the bandage on his chest. I need a damn shirt to put on. As he reached in his pocket for the scroll he had clothes sealed in, the door to the room opened and a girl with pink hair walked in. Naruto immediately knew who it was and decided to stay silent as her view was obscured by her clipboard. Naruto watched her check things off on her board. Eventually he was tired of her being all professional. Sakura. Look at me already, damn it. She lowered her clipboard and moved her eyes toward him, widening once they locked onto him. Naruto. Naruto grinned and nodded. Oh yeah. The one and only. How ya doing, Pinky? Sakura ran over and gave Naruto a hug. Wow, I didn't think you missed me that much, Sakura. How have you been? Sakura pulled away from him and smiled pleasantly. Wow. It's good to see you, Naruto. You really grew up. What are you doing here though? Naruto pointed at the unconscious Akiza. I brought her in. She's with me and she's going to be living here in Konoha as soon as I can get it straightened out. Naruto ignored the look of disbelief on her face and changed the subject. So what have you been up to for the past few years, Sakura? You work in the hospital now. Sakura kept the information on Akiza in the back of her head. Yes. I became a trained medical ninja after you left. I couldn't let myself be the only one that was useless on our team. Naruto frowned and thumped her on the head. Damn it, enough with the useless crap. I told you if it bothered you that much to train and fix it. From what you're saying you did that and then some. Now tell me how you've been, damn it. Sakura rolled her eyes. Same old Naruto, I guess. Blunt as a fence post. So who is this? Naruto looked over at Akiza and back to Sakura. She's a former Iwa nin that is now my partner, to say the least. He mumbled the last part under his breath. Anyway, she got hurt helping me fight on the way back here and there's no way I'm leaving until she wakes up and tells me she's okay. I'm okay, Fullmetal. Both Konoha ninja turned to see Akiza awake and smiling weakly at Naruto. Geez, it's your first day back and you're going to spend it sitting by my bedside until I can get up. Go do something already. Naruto chuckled and held her hand. No can do, Akiza-chan. I'm going to show you around this place when you're all good to go and I'm not letting you on your own until then, understood? Sakura sighed. Naruto, you can't stay here all night. You have to go home at some point when visiting hours are over. Naruto, but Sakura, I don't want to go home. Not to my home anyway because chances are Haku-chan and Big Boss probably used my bed for sideways shenanigans a million times while I was gone. They all turned to see Joshiro walking in. We didn't use your bed a million times. There weren't a million days in the last few years to use. We only did shenanigans in your bed maybe 100 times. Naruto palmed his face. Wow, you make it sound like it's so much better. Akiza's eye twitched. You are a disgusting person. And you're his brother. Fullmetal, you better burn that bed when you go home and buy another one. Joshiro grinned at Akiza. We haven't been properly introduced due to you losing copious amounts of blood and blacking out on us. I am Joshiro Moyomoto, that guy's brother. He finished while pointing at Naruto. You seem to be way too good looking to be hanging out with this kid. Akiza and Sakura giggled while Naruto fumed. F you, Big Boss, I have game. Akiza pulled Naruto in and gave him a K on the cheek. Well, he kind of grows on you. Pretty quickly too. Sakura raised a delicate eyebrow. So you're his? She trailed off. Akiza looked away somewhat bashfully. Well, I sure hope so, especially after what we did. She finished while looking away. Naruto nodded. Too damn perceptive for your own good, Sakura. Yes, she is. Sakura sweet dropped. But Naruto, what about? That was as far as she got as Joshiro had grabbed her and taken her outside the room. Joshiro, what the hell? Sakura hissed at him. Joshiro had a look of unmitigated glee on his face. Oh no, you don't. I've been waiting for a shot at the little blonde bastard for 3 years now and then this little scenario falls into my lap. If you warn him of the forthcoming S that soon awaits him, I will make your life miserable. Do you understand me? I don't ask for much from the people around me, but you will give me this. If you or anyone in the know warns him about you know what, then I will torment you with every bit of vicious, violent, depraved, devil-s mentality that I can muster and deliver to your doorstep. Do you understand me, Pinky? There was an insane spark in his red eyes that gave her chills. Sakura could only nod dumbly. Naruto's brother? Well, Naruto had to get the crazy from somewhere, right? Joshiro smiled and patted the medic on the shoulder. Good, now let's go back in. They re-entered to see Akiza running her hands over where Naruto was bandaged, we interrupting something. Akiza blushed while Naruto shrugged. Akiza-chan didn't know I got hurt during my fight and seeing the bandages scared her a bit, that's all. Joshiro pouted, spoilsport. You could at least get flustered like your girl there. Sakura interrupted in order to run a scan of Akiza. Wow. Eiko really did a good job fixing you up on the spot. After the surgery there isn't much that I can say is wrong with you. We still need to keep you at least overnight though. Naruto groaned, come on Sakura, can't I take her home already? I'll carry her and everything, you know I hate hospitals. Sakura growled at Naruto, Naruto, she isn't some kind of juggernaut of human nature like you. She's a regular woman and regular people need recovery time. Joshiro chimed in, well we have Haku-chan at home, she's supposed to be as good as you at this stuff. How about that? Sakura's eye twitched as the two brothers tried to blind her with gleaming smiles until she sighed, fine, if Haku is home and can keep an eye on her then it should be okay. No strenuous activities okay. Joshiro grinned widely, you hear that brat? You can't break your girlfriend in tonight in your old room, you have to wait for the okay alright. Naruto growled at Joshiro and transmuted his arm into rifle form, big boss. Joshiro laughed maniacally as he was chased out of the hospital by a frothing Naruto, Kami, I've missed this, and now I have the kid and his little girlfriend to embarrass in public. I always wanted a little sister to mentally torment. XXX. Haku-chan I'm home. Haku was in the kitchen smiling serenely as she worked on dinner when she heard Joshiro enter the apartment. She had grown somewhat now standing 5 feet 5 and filling out her figure even more so than in the past. Haku was currently wearing a silver yukata with dark floral print on it with a black obi, welcome home Joshiro-kun. That was a very short mission. Yeah I know. I can't say it wasn't fruitful though. Footsteps rang out and the sound of someone sitting on the couch was heard, oi. Runt what are you doing? Put her in your room not on the couch. Big boss there is no way in hell that I'm putting her on the bed where you and Haku-chan carried out your carnal shenanigans. A new voice was heard, okay can everybody just stop saying shenanigans now? You're both grown men and I haven't even heard anyone use that word in years, yet this is the 7th time I've heard it in 3 hours. Haku turned and came face to face with a familiar whiskered face, smells good Haku-chan, you're still cooking for this lug I see. Naruto-kun. Haku wrapped her arms around his neck in a hug, you're finally back in Konoha. Why didn't anyone say that you were here? Naruto rubbed the back of his head sheepishly, well on the way back I ran into some shenanigans. He was interrupted by a magazine to the back of the head, oi. Akiza was laying on the couch with an annoyed look on her face and her arm extended from her throat, the next person that says shenanigans is getting S. Naruto grinned and shouted down the hallway, hey big boss. What's that restaurant that you liked taking Haku-chan to back before I left? What was it? Hijinks. Ludi Crisis. Joshiro yelled back down the hall from his room, what? You mean shenanigans? I love that place runt. Are we going tonight? I thought Haku-chan was cooking. Naruto grinned at his Iwa-born girlfriend, oops, it looks like you're going to have to big boss. Haku noticed the girl sitting on the couch of her home, Naruto-kun who is this girl? Is she a friend of yours? With benefits and then some. Joshiro yelled down the hall. Naruto stomped down the hall to initiate the first physical conflict with Joshiro since his return while Haku walked over to the dark-skinned female in her home and smiled at her while extending her hand, hello my name is Haku Momiki. I'm Joshiro-kun's fiancé. Akiza smiled back at the older woman with the calming presence, I'm Akiza Tamagawa. I'm Fullmetal's partner and I guess I'm his girlfriend too. Laughing nervously with a blush on her cheeks she turned away sheepishly, it's still kind of strange to say that to other people. Haku walked around the couch and back to the kitchen, well I hope you enjoy living here. I'm sure you'll love it. Runt what the F are doing. Stop writing on my goddamn wall. There's no way that I'm going to be listening to you and Haku-chan's cries of passionless passion when I can do something about it. Taste the power of Fuinjutsu B. Haku and Akiza sweet dropped. The newest resident of the apartment pointed down the hall where the two were fighting, is that going to happen a lot? Haku nodded, I'm afraid so. Welcome home Akiza-chan. XXX. Naruto wiped his brow, there. A new, fresh, Jizz-free bed that doesn't have the suspicious suspicions of S with between my brother and sister-in-law on it. Akiza clapped from her place in Naruto's room in an office chair. Well done, Fullmetal, it only took you 3 hours to put up completely. Naruto huffed and glared over his shoulder. I could have left you on the couch, you know. For someone with nowhere to go, you sure talk a lot of S. Akiza batted her eyelashes at Naruto. Oh, you know you're so used to my presence in bed that you couldn't get to sleep tonight without me laying next to you. Naruto chuckled amusedly. You mean laying on me? You always end up right on my chest every single time. It's kind of cute actually. Akiza turned away from Naruto and looked out of the window, as if. You know good and well that the last thing you can label me as is cute, Fullmetal. Cute isn't even in my personal description. Naruto picked Akiza up and sat her on his lap on the bed. Maybe you're right. You're not cute, not anymore, you're a year past cute. Before Akiza could begin to curse him out, he silenced her with his mouth over hers. Akiza blinked at him blankly when the K ceased. You're beautiful, Akiza-chan. Akiza smirked and K Naruto again. Don't say such things, Fullmetal. You can't sweet talk me so easily. Naruto snapped his fingers and stomped on the ground. Damn, I was banking on the sweet talk. Akiza bopped him lightly on the head and pulled him in for another K. XXX. Joshiro, Kakashi, Zabuza, Asuma, and Guy were seated around a table in Zabuza's apartment playing a game of poker. Zabuza whistled as he looked at the marked-out pages in the bingo book. He beat Kakazu. That guy had been in there so long I just thought he was an urban legend. Kakashi spoke next. Well, Sakura was ecstatic to tell me that he was back. I think Sasuke was pleased too from the way he left the training field after she told us. I wonder how powerful Naruto really is now. Joshiro, you said he was working on something with his Fuinjutsu. Joshiro shook his head and chuckled. If he can finish that damn thing, he'll be nigh unstoppable. I know alchemy, and reading those notes that he showed me in the hospital gave me a headache. Oh man, if he actually does become Hokage, he'll be my boss, won't he? Does that mean I'll have to call him Big Boss instead? Joshiro slumped over the table. Oh Kami, don't tell me that. I don't think I could take it. Guy stood up abruptly, knocking his chair over backwards. Yosh. Naruto-kun has come back as youthful as ever. I cannot wait for my team to test their flames against him. Maybe I can test my own against him. All of the other Junin looked at each other until Joshiro spoke up. Oh yeah, hey Guy, we're out of beer. Can you go and grab us some? Kakashi bets that you can't run around the neighborhood 4 times, get a 24-pack, and make it back here in 10 minutes. Guy's eyes gleamed. Is this true, Kakashi? Kakashi looked up from his cards, barely paying attention. Huh. Oh, yeah, whatever, Guy. Then it is a challenge that I shall not fail. Rest assured, my youthful comrades, I will be back momentarily. Guy opened the door to Zabuza's apartment and closed it before taking off in a sprint. Asuma chuckled. I can't even remember the last time one of us other than Guy went for a beer run. What did we do without you coming to these things, kid? Joshiro laughed as he looked at the absent Guy's hand. I don't know. I wasn't here, remember. Joshiro got an evil look on his face. You guys want to K some time before Guy gets back? The other Junin all nodded. Then follow me. They all followed Joshiro into Zabuza's living room as Joshiro walked along one of the walls, placing his ear against it. Where is it? Here. Nope. Ah. Here we go. Right here. Joshiro pulled a transmutation slip from his pocket and held it up. Behold. He then forcefully s it onto the wall as a bright glow came from the wall. Big boss, what the F? Fullmetal, what's happening? Joshiro gestured through the hole in a grand fashion. Behold. The kid is no longer a virgin. I knew he had it in him. Didn't Sakura tell you not to attempt anything strenuous tonight? The Junin all burst out in laughter and applause. Zabuza fell back on his couch in laughter. It looks like it's in her right now, white-haired brat. Naruto growled while Akiza covered up with a red face. The only thing keeping Naruto from jumping out of his bed and violently assaulting Joshiro and all the rest of the Junin was the fact that he was absolutely under the sheets and he couldn't remember where he had put his underwear. Meanwhile, the rest of the Junin was still laughing their off at the expense of the blonde alchemist. Yosh. I have returned with our youthful adult refreshments and all well within the allotted time limit. Naruto's eyes widened just as Joshiro's brightened at the sound of the boisterous green-clad taijutsu master. Guy opened the door carrying a 24-pack of beer. What are you all doing standing in the living room, my comrades? Joshiro moved from where his body was blocking the view of his hole in the wall. Guy, Naruto was just asking us how he could exude more youth with his female companion here. It's a good thing you showed up when you did. Naruto let out a silent scream that gave Joshiro a most satisfied feeling. Joshiro moved closer to his brother and whispered to him, I never forgot and I never forgave, and now you will experience my hell. Enjoy your most youthful evening, Ototo. Joshiro moved aside to reveal Guy standing over him with a smile on his face. Naruto opened his mouth to speak but was off. Naruto-kun. You have yourself a stunning young lady. Well, if you require knowledge on how to properly show how bright your flames burn for your lover, then rest assured I will educate you just as I did for your brother and his own years ago. Joshiro took this time to seal the wall up, laughing the entire time. Turning around, he faced the other Junin with a huge grin. Well, Asuma was laughing with smoke coming out of his mouth from the sides of his cigarette. You're an evil man, do you know that? Zabuza had removed the bandages from his mouth in an effort to breathe better while laughing his ear off. You do know that he's going to utterly destroy you now after Guy finally leaves them alone, don't you? Joshiro waved him off and grabbed one of the beers that Guy had brought them, popping the tab as he spoke. This is just the beginning. I've been waiting for my chance for 3 years. If you only knew how miserable he made me and your daughter when we first started dating. I'm going to run this straight into the ground as hard as I can. Zabuza kept laughing until Kakashi spoke up. Hey, what did Guy mean when he said that he was going to educate Naruto like he did with you and your girlfriend anyway? Zabuza and Joshiro stopped laughing and looked at each other as Zabuza started radiating intent at the white-haired alchemist. Joshiro pinched the bridge of his nose and sighed. Kakashi, you bastard, why would that be the point of the rant that you took notice of? Joshiro slowly started backing out of Zabuza's appartement. Now Zabuza, it was 3 years ago. I'm your son-in-law now, right dad? Zabuza gave Joshiro a crazed shark-toothed grin. Yes, and I'm alright with what you two do now. You're both adults. However, back then you still weren't good enough for my Haku. You were both 15, and you exposed her to Guy. Zabuza pulled Kubikiri Hoko from seemingly nowhere and chased Joshiro out of the apartment. Joshiro's cries rang out in the night. I thought we were done with this back when I proposed to her in the first place. Kakashi sighed and began to pick up the pace. Well, now that both of those kids are back, I can only imagine what things are going to be like now. Can we afford all of the property damage? For the sake of my S-Drive Guy, please. Shut the hell up. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.